Hello again from the Eurobike trade show in Friedrichshafen, Germany. I'm John Stevenson with BikeRadar.com and I'm on the Silverback Technologies stand with Raoul de Villiers, who's the Head of Innovations for Silverback. Raoul, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, nice to meet you.
Now this is a new electric bike from Silverback which is really unusual looking and to my eyes doesn't look like an electric bike at all.
Well, that's half the secret because we want to integrate the electronics of the bike, the electrical motor and the battery, because we want it to be cool, we want it to be functional, we want it to be actually not noticeable as an electric bike and keep the weight down. So we felt we've actually put in those features and made it a good goal. Yeah.
So where have you hidden everything? Where's the motor? Where's the battery?
Okay, let me explain. Which links to the battery, which we keep in the back here. So it's all system basically hidden. I mean, most people won't even know it's an electric bicycle. And the weight is 14.1 kilos, so we feel it's actually a really achievable goal to get a bike under 15 kilos electric.
What sort of range does that give you?
The range is 45 minutes under full load, so if you're going up quite a steep incline at full load, 45 minutes is what you'll get with this battery.
That's really impressive. And is that a USB port?
It is indeed. The USB port is run via the dynamo hub, which runs the lamp, and it connects here with the USB port, so you can charge any electronic product. Actually it runs off USB power. The whole frame is a uni-fit design, meaning that it comes in one size. We've got a double adjustable stem, and it comes with a very long seat post, custom mold, which then we'll have markings of where to cut for different rider inseam lengths. So basically anybody in the family could ride it, whether it's the daughter, the father, whatever, different heights, they can adjust it right then and there and use it.
But I gather you're not just about electric bikes, you've got some innovative looking mountain bikes, so let's take a look at one of those.
Alright, this is the Storm 29er carbon hardtail mountain bike, which developed just for 2012. It's a custom mold. This is one of the first sample riding bikes that we've got. And there are a few design briefs that I took on before I started the project, which was to basically make a 29er, which is very accurate in steering, very stiff in the front end, and to actually make it quite soft and supple in the rear end, because many race carbon bikes are quite harsh in their ride, and I wanted to actually negate that. So let me start from the top. How I made it quite stiff is to have quite a solid, stiff front end. We've got a tapered steerer tube, 1/8 inch to 1.5 inch, to keep the front end quite solid and stiff under steering accuracy. Torsionally stiff down tube, which is fairly triangulated and large, which flares down to quite a flat, BB laterally stiff tubing area over here. So you've got less torsional flex, quite a laterally stiff top tube, coming into triangulated seat stays and chain stays. These are designed to be quite flexible in comparison to the front tube. So ideally, the solution of it is to make a comfortable riding hardtail, which is very accurate in the front end, ideal for all sorts of racing situations. So along with that is a 27.2 seat tube, which helps also with the flex to add comfort to the ride. In a nutshell, we hope to test this bike out throughout next year and improve it in future years. But we've provided good insight into our goals with our manufacturers, and we're happy to come out with a good product.
So is that going to be available to buy in 2012?
Definitely, yeah. I think January next year it will be fully on the markets, no problems.
Thanks, Raoul. So that's a really remarkable and really interesting 29er. You've also got an interesting design in a suspension bike.
Yes, do. We've got our IDS suspension, which we've got Evolution 4 at the moment, which is our new 2012 design, and I'll be happy to show you some of that.
Okay, Raoul, what are we looking at now?
This bike here is a Mercury 1, and it's our IDS suspension design, which is intelligent design system. And that's our Mercury 1, which is the Evolution 4 of the designs. What we have here is two main linkages connecting the top pivot and the concentric BB axle pivot to the lower pivot there. What this means is that the rear triangle is actually continually floating, which isolates suspension, braking forces and pedaling forces. So it's actually continually not inhibited by any of your pedaling or braking while you're riding the bike. What this means as well is the rear axle path travels in a slightly rearward way, along like that in a slight curve. This basically means that oncoming bumps and hits that the rider negates on the trail is actually more comfortable because the bump is forces coming towards you and the rear wheel's traveling away with it. So it actually helps in overall comfort as well. We've got 100 mils of travel up both front and back, And basically with the rear suspension floating design, these bikes are optimally designed for about 28 to 30% sag in the suspension design. Alright, just to give you an idea of our linkage design here, we've got a plate which bolts around a central axle which runs in bearings which are pressed into the frame. The whole idea about this design is to actually have a very laterally stiff rear triangle because it's got a lot of material supported around the bearing. So instead of using tiny bearings on little axles, we've got a big laterally stiff main plate. It also means that all these plates and parts are easily manufactured and easily replaceable and serviced by the users. You're probably looking at about 10 parts altogether with the whole linkages and bushings in the whole design.
So, Raul de Villiers, thank you very much for showing us the new bikes from Silverback Technologies.
Thank you. No, it's been an absolute pleasure. I'm glad to get this opportunity to show you our new designs and our whole essence of Silverback technology.
Thank you. I'm John Stevenson from BikeRadar.com at the Eurobike trade show in Friedrichshafen, Germany. We'll be back later with lots more new stuff from Eurobike.